Ever feel like no matter how early you start your day, you're already behind? Imagine waking up to a barrage of notifications, a desk cluttered with sticky notes, and an email inbox so full it feels like it's spilling over. It's a race against the clock and it seems like you're losing. But what if there's a secret weapon that could not only help you manage this chaos, but master it? So today I'm going to share you a powerful method that can change the way you approach your daily tasks. It's a simple rule that successful people use to stay on top of their game without feeling overwhelmed. This rule involves focusing your efforts in the way that maximizes productivity without adding stress. But I'm not going to spill the beans just yet. First, let's explore why traditional to-do lists might be setting you up for failure and what makes this rule I'm going to cover a far more effective. I promise by the end of the video you will have a new tool in your arsenal that could completely transform your daily productivity. So stick around as we dive into this method, uncover its components and learn how to apply it to leap from feeling overwhelmed to being in control, one step at a time. Have you ever meticulously planned your day with a to-do list, only to find yourself barely scratching the surface of that list by the end of the day? It's frustrating, isn't it? And most of us, including myself, have been there. The problem often lies not in our intent, but in the approach. Traditional to-do lists are great for capturing everything we think we need to do. However, they often lack prioritization, making us vulnerable to the pitfalls of multitasking and spending our efforts too thin. Now let's think about what it means to work smarter, not harder. What if instead of a daunting list of 20 tasks, you could narrow it down to a focused list that actually guarantees productivity and clarity? That's where the 1-3-5 rule comes into play. This rule isn't just about doing things, it's about doing the right things. It helps you prioritize and commit to completing tasks that have the most significant impact on your day, week, or month. So here's a glimpse of how this rule works. Each day you commit to accomplishing just 9 tasks, 1 big task, 3 medium tasks, and 5 small tasks. But there's a strategic approach you should follow to choosing these tasks, which I will explain in detail. By now you might think, why should this new fancy rule work so much better than just a simple traditional to-do list? Well, this method works because it forces you to make tough choices about what's really important, pushing less critical things to a later date or eliminating them altogether. It's about focus and finish. You focus on what truly matters and finish these tasks without the constant distraction of a never-ending list. So here's how the 1-3-5 rule works in detail and what you need to consider when implementing it. As I mentioned, there is 1 big task you should choose when following the 1-3-5 rule. In contrast, in a traditional to-do list, big tasks often get lost among smaller, less important ones, diluting focus and delaying critical progress. But with the 1-3-5 rule, you highlight 1 big task as the centerpiece of your day so it cannot slip through. For example, if you're a software developer, your big task might be to debug a major piece of code. This task is super important and demands significant attention and energy, so ensure you allocate your best hours to it. On a traditional to-do list, this major task might compete with less important tasks like checking emails or continuing to work on a project presentation. Going one step further, you might want to combine the 1-3-5 rule with other productivity techniques, such as time blocking or Pomodoro. With the former, you would ensure to block your most productive hours of the day for a deep work session to debug the code. Having blocked those hours, you would ensure you are not distracted by anyone else. And by following the latter, the Pomodoro technique, you could set specific intervals of focused work separate by shorter breaks. So for example, within a 2-hour deep work block, you could set 4 Pomodoro sessions with 25 minutes of work and a 5-minute break each. So if you'd like to learn more about such practical productivity techniques, I am happy to introduce my brand new Productivity Booster Pack, which can help you transform your approach to work and life. This essential toolkit includes more than 100 flashcards, each packed with a unique productivity method in 5 crucial categories: personal effectiveness, personal growth and well-being, professional development, interpersonal skills, and strategic planning. So whether you're refining your personal habits, enhancing your professional skills, or planning your next big move, these cards provide actionable tips and techniques to help you thrive in every area of life. Ready to boost your productivity? Then click the link in the description to secure your pack today and take the first step towards a more organized and productive life. So let's do this together. So as the 1-3-5 rule says, the second step is to select your 3 medium tasks. In contrast to traditional to-do lists, where medium tasks can easily blend into the background, overshadowed by urgent yet perhaps less impactful tasks, the 1-3-5 rule brings these medium tasks into sharper focus. These tasks are vital as they support the day's main goal or ensure that essential operations continue to run smoothly without becoming emergencies. For example, if you're a marketing manager, your 3 medium tasks might include reviewing and approving a blog content, analyzing the performance of a recent campaign, and planning upcoming social media posts. Each of these tasks is significant but doesn't require the intense concentration or effort demanded by your one big task, such as launching a new marketing strategy. Now you might wonder how to prioritize your 3 medium tasks, since often there seem to be so many. So here are some ideas that are aligned with the 1-3-5 rule and that I personally use when choosing my medium tasks. First, each medium task should clearly align with your daily big task or broader weekly or monthly goals. This ensures that while they may not be the most critical tasks of the day, they contribute meaningfully to your larger objectives. In addition, medium tasks should represent a balance between effort and impact. They should be more substantial than your small tasks, but not so demanding that they could derail the progress of your big task. This balance keeps your workload sustainable and progress steady. And third, allocate specific times of the day to handle these medium tasks. Perhaps tackle them after you've made significant progress on your one big task, but before you move on to the smaller, less demanding ones. This strategic timing ensures that they receive the necessary attention and resources without exhausting your peak productivity hours. As I mentioned earlier, you could use time blocking again and set some more shorter time blocks in your calendar after having finished your major deep work block for your single most important task of the day. And finally, it's about preparation and delegation. Some medium tasks may benefit from preliminary work or delegation. If a task can be partially delegated or prepared for in advance, like gathering data for a campaign analysis, arrange this ahead of time. This preparation makes the task itself less time-consuming and more manageable within the context of your day. So integrating these medium tasks seamlessly into your day involves seeing them as connectors or bridges between the high focus required for your big tasks and the lighter, more routine activities represented by your small tasks, to which I will come in a second. Your 3 medium tasks keep the momentum of your day going, ensuring that every hour contributes towards tangible outcomes. So by giving these medium tasks the attention they deserve, the 1-3-5 rule ensures they are neither neglected nor allowed to overshadow more critical priorities. This strategic approach leads to a well-rounded productive day where progress is made on multiple fronts and not just where the emergencies lie. So when using the 1-3-5 rule, I like to think about the medium task as the backbone of my day. Without them, I could neither finish my overall task or goal nor my smaller task, because somehow both depend on the medium tasks. And finally, the 1-3-5 rule requires you to pick 5 more small tasks for the day. Small tasks are often underestimated in their ability to impact productivity. In traditional to-do lists, these tasks can proliferate, leading to a cluttered agenda that saps energy and attention from more significant tasks. However, under the 1-3-5 rule, small tasks are carefully chosen to support the day's broader goal while keeping your workload manageable. For instance, if you're an IT manager, small tasks might include updating software, answering routine queries from team members, or checking the backup systems. These tasks are necessary for the smooth operation of your department but require less mental strain and time commitment compared to your medium and big tasks. So when selecting small tasks, I like to consider the following guidelines to ensure they are productive and not just busy work. First, choose small tasks that need to be addressed that day. Their immediacy and relevance prevent backlog and ensure that these tasks support the day's priorities effectively. In addition, when having completed a few small tasks for the day, your sense of accomplishment will significantly increase. Because who does not love to strike out things on a to-do list, even though they were rather small? In addition, an ideally small task should be completed in a short period, typically within 10 or 15 minutes. This quick completion gives you a sense of progress and achievement throughout the day, which can boost morale and your productivity. Third, many small tasks involve routine maintenance or administrative duties that, if neglected, could turn into larger issues. Prioritize these to maintain organizational efficiency and prevent future disruptions. For example, there might be a certain KPI you need to check every day to include in a report or to see if the project runs smoothly. This could be one of your 5 small tasks of the day. And finally, use small tasks as buffers between more intensive tasks. This can help you to clear your mind and reset before you tackle the next big or medium task. It's a way to stay productive and engaged without burning out. As I already mentioned, I love to use time blocks and set myself up for some deep work sessions to progress on more difficult or intensive tasks or projects. However, I cannot stay that focused for the entire day. Therefore, I usually plan for shorter overflow or buffer sessions in between my work blocks or meetings to get small things done, such as a few emails or setting up a few meetings. You might also want to set specific times of the day for batches of small tasks, such as mid-morning or late afternoon, when your energy might naturally dip. These times are ideal for handling tasks that require less cognitive effort but still need attention. So if you're still sticking around and haven't yet done so, I highly recommend checking out my Productivity Booster Pack via the link in the description below. Trust me, the value packed in more than 100 productivity flashcards will blow your mind. And even if you think 5 small tasks are worth nothing, you should not underestimate their cumulative impact. While individually minor, the total effect of well-chosen small tasks is significant. They keep the foundational aspects of your work in check and contribute to a smoother workflow. By managing these small tasks effectively, you avoid the common pitfalls of feeling overwhelmed by too many details, ensuring that every element of your work receives appropriate attention. In case you are not yet fully convinced about the power of the 1-3-5 rule, let me tell you it can be a real game changer for your daily workflow. Just think about your usual to-do lists. Aren't they sometimes a battleground of tasks where you easily lose sight of what's really important? So the 1-3-5 rule isn't about doing less. It's just about accomplishing more by focusing intensely on a few impactful tasks. It strips away the excess and zeroes in on what truly moves the needle in your day. In addition, it would help you have a balanced workload that is realistic and easy to complete within your working hours. Using this method, I feel less stressed and a lot less overwhelmed during the day. And finally, being able to check off 1 big, 3 medium and 5 small tasks at the end of the day gives a satisfying overview of my accomplishments, which will enhance my motivation and productivity further, and yours too. So getting into the rhythm of the 1-3-5 rule might seem like a challenge at first, but trust me, it's easier than you think. It's about making this rule a living part of your day, not just a list on a piece of paper. So instead of giving you much more theoretical advice on how to implement the rule best, let me just recommend one thing: prepare. Ideally the day before, so at the end of your day, take a few minutes to reflect on what needs to be accomplished the next day. This helps you hit the ground running in the morning, and that's also what I do and what helps me to not lose time and energy every morning, because I already know where my focus lies today. And of course, there might come some important things overnight that require you to change your priorities, but that's fine. Following the 1-3-5 rule does not mean your daily list is set in stone. On the contrary, flexibility is key. If you are able to adapt and adjust your list quickly, you will get the most out of the rule and your day, week, or month. Now, if you're wondering what else you might be able to do to become more productive, you should watch this video next, because increasing your daily productivity is easier than you think and can be done by following the 3 super simple tips I share in this video.